Hey guys, how's it going? Today I'm going to be taking you through the method I use to find profitable Amazon FBA products in 2019. Okay, so before we dive into product research, I thought I'd go through some of the information I consider when deciding on sourcing a potential product. Firstly, is FBA too competitive in 2019? The truth is, if you're just sourcing a generic product with little to no differentiation, then this probably isn't a good opportunity anymore. Maybe 2 or 3 years ago, this was an alright way to make money, but as more and more FBA sellers have come into the market, these kind of products have just become saturated to the point where the profit margins just aren't there anymore. So revenue is going to move more towards sellers that can innovate, differentiate, and improve the customer experience. Also, the UK and EU market is still years behind the US. So if you think Amazon FBA is saturated because of the US market, then just consider selling in the UK and EU markets. Okay, so the way I treat product research is a bit like a funnel. So at the top, you've got lots and lots of products that meet just some basic criteria. And as you move down, it becomes more and more specific as to what I'm looking for, so that I end up with just a few real high potential products. So firstly, I use software like Jungle Scout and Viral Launch to just find products that hit some basic criteria. So revenue, price, number of sellers. And I might get a list of, say, 10, 20 products that just meet some basic criteria. Next, what I'm going to do is go into each of those products and look at the market as a whole. So when you're using software like Jungle Scout, you're just finding one product that meets basic criteria, but that product is going to be part of a market. And it may just be that that single product is an outlier in that market. Maybe it's a brand name, they've got some kind of good marketing through Facebook ads or something like that. So it's important not to just look at one product and think it's a good opportunity. You've got to look at the market as a whole and consider it as being a good opportunity. Okay, next I do cost analysis to make sure it's a profitable product to source. It could be I find a market where many sellers are doing well over £10,000 in revenue, but this is only one half of the story, because if they're all doing 5-10% profit margins, then there are a lot of better opportunities out there. So I sort of aim for around a 30 to 50% profit margin. Okay, so the next thing I consider is differentiation. Can I improve the product in some way? Can I innovate? If I can't do this, then all I can really do is compete on price. And not only is that going to hurt profit margins over time, the likelihood is if it's an easy product to copy, then a lot of Chinese suppliers will likely just come in and lower the price past the point that I can't really compete profitably, and it's just not going to be worth doing. You want to think, is there a way that I can create a moat around my product whereby people can't just come and copy it easily? That's like the best position you can be in as a seller. Okay, and at this stage, if it's gone through all these criteria, then it's probably a really good product to look at sourcing. I use software called Jungle Scout to find products. If you've not heard of Jungle Scout before, what it is some really powerful software where you can basically go through the millions, if not billions of products on Amazon and find certain products that meet certain criteria that make them suitable for an FBA product. Okay, so like I say, it just makes finding products so much easier. You know, you can still just go on the Amazon website and use the search bar and find products that way, but this way I can find probably 10 to 20 times more products that I can than just going on Amazon. So there's two parts. There's the Jungle Scout app, which is what you use to go through Amazon's database of products and find certain products that meet the criteria that you want. And then there's the extension, which is what you use to scan through an Amazon page, look at all the listings, and basically get a table with all the data so you can easily see, is this a market I want to pursue? So the app is more for finding individual products, whereas the extension is more for looking at the market as a whole. Okay, so this is the Jungle Scout app if you've not seen it before. This is what I'm going to be using to find potential products. So as you can see right now, there's 24.5 million products, and I don't know about you, but I have not got time to go through 24.5 million products. So why this product database is so powerful is because I can put in criteria such as price, sales, revenue, reviews, basically tailor down the products to just the ones that are going to meet FBA criteria, and then it's going to take a lot less time. You know, I'll be going through hundreds of products instead of millions. So, okay, firstly, I'm going to go through the categories that I like to look in. Certain categories are gated, meaning you're going to need approval from Amazon selling them. So unless you want to go through the process of getting approved, then I wouldn't look in them. And also certain categories just really don't suit FBA products like musical instruments. You know, you might find something, but you're better off just looking through these. So I go for baby products. Electronics and photos. I wouldn't recommend electronic products as your first product, but of course it's a massive market. You know, a lot of products sold on Amazon are electronic, so it's worth having a look just to get some ideas. Garden and outdoors. Health and personal care is a gated category, I believe, but there are plenty of products in that category that aren't gated, so it's worth having a look. Home and kitchen. Have a look in stationery, sports and outdoors. Pet supplies for sure is a really good category. And have a look in luggage. And we'll go with that for now. Okay, so they're the categories that we're going to be searching in. And already going from 24 million, that takes it down to probably under 10 million, I'd have thought. Yeah, 8 million. So obviously still way too many to be going through. So what I'm going to do now is put in the filters that I'm going to look for. There are no rules as to the figures you should use, but I'll just go with some generic figures I would use. So around £12 something to 28.95. The net, that's the Jungle Scouts approximation of the profit on each unit. I don't tend to use it. Again, the same with the best sellers rank. This is just Amazon's way of ranking how well a product sells in a certain category. Can be useful, but I don't tend to use it. Sales, I don't use. I use revenue, so I look for at least low 2000s to, we'll go with high 8000s. Okay, for the reviews, I go for no more than 99. This is just a really good indication of how well established sellers are for a particular product. You know, if they've been selling for years and years and if they've got that social proof in terms of the reviews, then I'm going to struggle to compete as a new seller. So around 99, any less should be fine. Max weight, this is done in pounds, so I'm looking for about 900 grams or less. So I'll go two pounds. Minimum maximum sellers, because we're looking for particular products, this is the number of sellers for a particular product, not the market as a whole. So I tend to go for 2 because any more would suggest that it's like a branded product, so like Lego or Nike, and there's lots of sellers selling it, whereas with an FBA product there really should be only one seller. It's possible to have things called hijackers where they come in and start selling your product, but 2 should just show as basically FBA products. Now the LQS, this stands for listing quality score, and this is Jungle Scout's system of determining how good the listing for a particular product is. So it'll take into account photos, the description, the title, basically anything that would like indicate how well put together a listing is. So 10 is the best and 1 is rubbish, so we'll go for 5, so somewhere in the middle basically. Okay, so now we put those filters in, I'll go ahead and search. So you see we're going to go from 8 million all the way down to 2,575. So already you can see what a difference this kind of software makes. It just makes product research so much easier and so much quicker. So now we've got a list of all these products, and I'm going to search by revenue or sort by revenue. And something I really like about Jungle Scout is basically if you're seeing a lot of similar products that you don't want to see, that you just aren't going to be suitable, or you've seen a lot of branded products like Speedo, you can go in and say you want to exclude certain keyworded terms from coming up. So say we don't want to see any Speedo products, then if we put that in the exclude keyword section, any kind of products that have got Speedo in the title will get excluded. So it just makes it a lot quicker to cut out a lot of the products that you don't want. So I usually have like a list of 20 different brands I just chuck in just to get rid of all the branded stuff. So I'm just left with FBA products. So all I'm going to do now is just go through and open up new tabs of things that I think look like they've got some kind of potential. So here, there's some kind of like hydration backpack. I've seen them before. Some kind of mug, a lot of towels. Towels for me, they just I wouldn't be able to differentiate them enough, so I just stay away from those kind of generic household products where I don't think I can differentiate. Okay, so like a knife set with stainless steel scissors. Again, probably something I would stay away from, but I'll have a look. Ski goggles always seem to be a really popular product, but really they're only going to sell well during early January, February, I'd have thought. Okay, so it's like a heated eye mask. This is in the health and personal care, so it's possible you would need to get approval by Amazon, but I'll have a look. Okay, so I'm just going through, I'm basically just looking at the pictures for the most part, seeing if anything sort of catches my eye. So we've got some kind of waist trainer. That will probably sell well. Sunglasses. A sleeping bag liner. That's interesting. So I'm just going to go through and come up with a load of potential products, and basically at this stage just go through each one and look for the main keywords. So what do I think would describe this product best? So for this, it's probably going to be ultralight day pack, and I'm going to want to search in all departments as well, because it's possible they could be like selling it in a random category, and you know, if I look in that category, I'm not going to see all the different products and it's going to be hard to analyze them. Okay, so what I'm going to do at this stage is go through the listings on the page and just get an idea of what kind of product it is. So it is a backpack that folds into a little carry pouch. A lot of them do. So it's going to be lightweight, obviously, easy to ship, easy to customize. The reviews look good, and obviously you can go through each listing and sort of get an idea for whether it's a good product or not. But what you can do is use the thing called the Jungle Sky extension, and what this will do is pull up all the data for a certain key term, all the listings on that page, and basically give you a table with all the data you need, so you can just easily compare and see almost immediately, is this a good product or not. So first and foremost, I'm going to look at like revenue, and that looks really strong. I would look for the majority in the top 10 doing over 3,000, you know, because at a decent, like a 30-40% profit margin, that's over £1,000 a month profit, which is what I tend to look for. So most of these are doing it, you know, one here doing over 8,000. So next I want to look at the reviews. So what I tend to look for is at least 4, 5 or 6 having under 50 reviews in the top 10. So I would literally just go through and count. So we've got one here, almost, but we won't count it. So we've got 1, 2, 3 under 50 in the top 10. So you could say the reviews might be a little high, but then again, you know, there's one here, it's almost does it, you know, 90, not too bad either. So the reviews look quite good as well. Also, I'd look at the brands. I don't want to see just a product being a niche, sorry, being dominated by one brand, but here literally every single product is a different brand, so that's a really good sign. So yeah, at this stage there's been nothing putting me off from looking further into it. So what I would do is basically write this product down and go through and do this with all the other products, and basically get a list of potential products I want to look further into, and then at the next stage I would start looking at how profitable the product is and just comparing them at that stage. But at this stage I think that's a good product, so I'm going to keep looking at the other products. Okay, next we've got camo netting for military or hunting. Have a look at this. Okay, so it looks like a very similar product. Really isn't going to be many ways to differentiate, I wouldn't have thought, so I'm not going to bother with that. Okay, Mighty Mugs, that's probably a branded product. Yeah, it is, because so immediately I would be put off from looking into that. Okay, so next we've got a stainless steel knife set. I'll just be put off by doing this because really isn't going to be too many ways to differentiate, and just generally a kind of product I would stay away from. Next up we've got a heated eye mask. So okay, it's in the health and personal care niche, like I say, so again you'd want to check, is this a gated product? But if not, then it wouldn't be too bad. Okay, so we've got one here, 490 reviews, 1,600 reviews, but that doesn't look to be like the same kind of product. So I'll bring up the data. Okay, so the revenue actually looks very strong in the top 10. You know, we've got one here doing 14,000, another doing 14,000. Revenue looks really good. The reviews a little bit higher. Are there any doing under? So there's one here under 50 in the top 10. So immediately that would put me off quite a lot. We've got this one doing 1,600, but that actually doesn't look like the product itself. So in this case, what I would do is I would click this cross over here on that product just to get rid of it. So basically just makes the data more accurate for the kind of products we're looking at. Again, same with this, it doesn't look to be the right product, but I mean you can just go through this. I'm a bit put off by this product already. So next we've got a waist trimmer belt. So this looks like the kind of product that could do really well. You know, it solves a pretty big need. So I'd look at the data and Okay, so in the top 10, there's not really that much revenue. There's one here doing 7,000, and that's the one I found. So this is a good example of finding an outlier that is a product in a niche. You know, you want to look at the niche as a whole, the market as a whole. You know, is it just one seller doing the kind of figures you want to see, or is it the whole market? So in this case, it's just one seller, so I would be very put off from looking into that. Okay, next we've got some kind of sports sunglasses. I'd have thought there'll be just brands dominating this market. Okay, so yeah, like the reviews are just really high. This isn't really a product I'm interested in. Okay, so this looks interesting. This is a sleeping bag liner. So I'll have a look at this. Okay, so yeah, the revenue looks really good, but okay, so that's like the same listing, it looks like. Yeah, so they're like variations of the same listing. So, and same here. So it looks like there's only really one or two sellers doing the kind of figures I'd want to see. So that would put me off. Yeah, no, I'm not too interested in that. So I'll just keep going through, looking for other products on Jungle Scout now. Okay, so anti-bark collar, I've seen that before. That looks interesting. Compression gloves. Okay, so these are prebiotic fiber supplements. This is the kind of product that would probably do really well, but you will definitely need to get some kind of certifications to show Amazon that it's safe consumption, especially being it for kids as well. So I'll try and find one more product. Binoculars for kids. No. Ski goggles again. Okay, a foam roller. Yeah, that'll do. So let's have a look at the anti-bark collar in pet supplies. Okay, so first thing, reviews look very high. Yeah, so we've got one here over 1,000. So initially, on first glance, it doesn't look like there's really any room to enter in. No, there's some really high reviews, so I'd be put off by that. Compression gloves for arthritis. Again, I would be questioning whether you'd need any kind of approval by Amazon to sell this kind of product. So I think they were in the sports and outdoors niche, so maybe they're trying to circumvent it somehow. So I'd want to check that. But okay, the revenue in the top 5 doesn't look too bad. But okay, no, it's gone down a bit, so I'd be put off by that. And finally, this foam roller. Let's see what these look like. Again, just the reviews are way too high. Way too high. Okay, so at this stage, what I'm going to try and do is get 5, maybe 10 products that meet all those criteria, and I want to check, are they profitable? So to do that, I'm going to go on Alibaba, and what I'm going to do is look up the products. So we'll use the backpack example. And what I want to do is just get an idea for the kind of price I can expect to pay to get this product. So I'll just have a look. So I'm seeing $3.50, $2 here. So what I'd do is I'd look at the range and sort of see, you know, what is the middle kind of figure to expect to pay. I mean, just from experience, I'd expect something around $3 to $4 for this kind of product. There's one here for under $2, but we'll say roughly $3. So that will be, I'll just look for the conversion, £2.30 in pounds. So now what I'd want to do is go onto the fulfillment by Amazon revenue calculator. So this is just something that Amazon offers to basically see, based on the kind of price you're going to pay for a product, is it going to be profitable to sell on Amazon? So what I'll do is go with the one that looks most similar to what I'd be selling. So I'll go with that and basically put in a price. So let's say if I'd sell it for $14.95 and the cost to deliver it to Amazon, I'd expect around £1. And like I say, the cost of the product would be £2.30. So as you can see, at £15, you'll be making £7.40 profit on each unit at a profit margin of 50%, which of course is really strong. Now, keep in mind, this doesn't take into account a lot of different fees that you're going to have to pay, like VAT, duties. You know, there's more to it than this. And in another video, I might go through all the sort of expenses you'd expect to pay. This is just what I do quickly, just to get an idea what products are profitable. And then I would take the few products that I think would do well, and then really look through all the different expenses I'd have to pay and decide which would do the best. Okay, thanks for watching. Hopefully that's been helpful in understanding how I approach product research and gives you a few ideas about how you can find potential products yourself. If you've got any questions or comments, please be sure to drop them below. Like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.